everyone, and welcome into this week's episode of Cougar Central presented by Energy Ogre. I'm Sydney Gearbracht. This is Eric Kelly. And in honor of Valentine's Day, a couple things that we love this week. First, the start of both baseball and softball season.
Yeah, and then the football schedule coming out. Some big non-conference games, 2 against Power 5 opponents, Texas Tech, Arizona on the road, then Rice coming here for the Bayou Bucket, big rivalry game, and then in conference, a couple of big home games. You got Memphis coming here, Navy coming here, and then always a good one, SMU, the in-conference rivals as well.
And men's basketball tries to inch closer and closer to an NCAA tournament berth as the Cougars picked up 2 more important conference victories this past week. Damian Dotson scored a career-high 32 points as the Cougars cruised past Tulane 91-62 on Wednesday night. Dotson was 12 of 16 from the floor, including 6 of 7 from distance for the Cougars, while Rob Gray Jr. added 18 points and Armani Brooks contributed 10. Over the weekend, Gray hit 6 three-pointers and scored 28 points, while Dotson added 24 points to beat Tulsa 73-64 for a 5th straight victory. Women's basketball fell 85-59 on the road at UCF on Wednesday and 71-62 to Cincinnati in its return to Hofheinz Pavilion on Saturday. The Cougars were led offensively all week by freshman Angela Harris, who scored 22 points against the Knights and 16 points against the Bearcats. Cougar softball opened its season with its first home tournament. The Cougars went 2-3 over the course of the Hilton Plaza Invitational. Despite a tough weekend, pitcher Savannah Hebner and Presley Bell picked up their first wins as sophomores, while senior Shelby Miller belted 4 over the fence in 5 games. Big game coming up for the Houston softball team as they take on the national champions Oklahoma Sooners for their Striking Out Breast Cancer Series. Be there, be loud, and wear pink.
On the tennis court, it was a successful road trip as the team took down both UTEP by a 4-3 final and then New Mexico State 4-0. The matchup against UTEP was an absolute thriller that came down to the final match of the day as Konstantina Nicolau picked up a nail-biting 3-set victory to clinch the overall victory. The next day, Sveva Mazzari, Lauren Alter, and Sveta Dimitrova all picked up singles victories as the Cougars cruised to a match victory. Meanwhile, in track and field, 2 Cougar athletes had record weekends as senior distance runners Brian Barraza and Selena Sierra each broke their own school records this past weekend at the Husky Classic. Barraza did so in a 3,000-meter run as he now sits in 7th in the NCAA this season. Meanwhile, Sierra's record came in the 5,000-meter run as she bested her own record by, get this, over 14 seconds. This week in Houston Athletics, a very full week as 8 different teams are in action, including baseball, softball, and men's basketball, all at home, and swimming and diving host the AAC Championships at the CWRC Natatorium.
Well, that does it for this week's episode of Cougar Central. Be sure to follow UH Athletics on both Facebook and Twitter.
Don't forget to tune in next week for more UH Athletics updates. And as always,
go Cougs!